3, 2, 1.
Yo, we got your back when you driving to work or driving home. If you on a plane or you at the gym or you home alone, all you gotta do to listen to the shows, turn on your phone. Two Ugly Nerds podcast, tell you what's going on. This is the podcast.
Eric is ugly and would not judge anybody else.
There's no other insult.
When did you learn that you were
Two Ugly Nerds podcast.
Welcome to the
3, 2, 1.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Two Ugly Nerds podcast, niggas from the Black nerd community. I am your host, Derek, the podcast guy, and I guess we are coming back to you from a little bit. So I guess we gotta kind of like reclaim this somewhere. We're trying to make changes. We're trying to make some changes. This might be one of the last few episodes you hear as the Two Ugly Nerds. We're trying to mature a little bit, change some things around. So as we're working through that, we're just kind of taking a break. But we got big news today, obviously. So that's why we said, we got to record something. And as you can see, we got our boy John Paul with us as well. Because this is such big news, we just had to have him here to talk about it. And actually, we really should have had John Paul here about maybe a month or so ago now. But we'll save that one for another time. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that another night. But yeah, so that's why you're gonna see some sporadic here and there. Maybe something will happen, or we'll just really miss podding and we'll throw something out there. But for now, this is just one to kind of let you know that we're not disappearing. So as always, I'm Derek, the podcast guy. That's Ian Berserk, music audio engineer / super producer, the father dad himself.
Same animal, different beast.
Look at that. Look at that.
Spin.
Look at that.
Shout out to Kobe Bryant.
Look at that, man. and always Geronimo, Mr. Nintendo, our resident pro streamer, the console consultant.
Console consultant. I might not be talking it here, but I'm still talking in all the other places, so you already know.
Facts. Y'all, hey, look, just because we're not necessarily giving you content as a collective, don't mean there's not content out there from pieces of this collective. I don't know, man. That draw upload button been. I'm just saying. I see the notifications because I'm subscribed.
YouTube uploads are going. Twitch streams are going.
I see them. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. And as always, guys, y'all seen John Paul in a couple shorts here with us before. He's joined us today to talk about this new DC slate that James Gunn has thrown upon us. And if you guys are a listener of the pod, I am going to restrain from any James Gunn hate in this episode. Okay, I genuinely am. That's why I'm getting this out the way early. Okay, I still believe that white man has not faced enough consequences for his foolishness. That being said, if he gonna keep popping out these amazing ass movies and everybody else not gonna give a fuck, then why should I care to? So fine. I'm with y'all. I'm gonna play ball. I just don't want y'all to flip after the movies start getting too fire. If the movies start getting too fire and then y'all flip on him, then I'm gonna be mad because I've been saying this whole time.
Well, the context of why one is flipping on him would
all I'm saying is no. It's not that he would do nothing new. They just dig it back. You know that's what happens, bro. They just go.
They're gonna go back and dig it.
They just go back.
No, they can't do that. They already did
about this.
It has to for folks to really
good and well that's exactly what can happen. Especially if the movies are too fire. I'm surprised he's gotten away with 2 Guardians of the Galaxy so far.
Twice. I've never seen somebody get got from an old tweet twice.
And a Suicide Squad. Man,
that's why he set up his Twitter so that any tweet that's older than 6 months will automatically delete.
Yeah.
He's making sure now.
Sneaky.
The boy is wise. I'm sure I said worse, so let me go ahead and
let me go ahead and start erasing all of this. A little bastard. Anyways. Well, let's also get the most controversial thing out of the way, and then because I want to have fun. I want to have fun with the slate and talking about it and getting through the conversation of that. The most controversial thing from most of this is obviously we've had a lot of change with the actors and everything, right? Obviously, Henry Cavill's out. and stuff like that. Zachary Levi just recently went on some like random like weirdo shit. He was talking about like, was he anti-vax? Yeah, I was like, where did you come from? Why did you say this publicly?
I know. I'll tell you exactly why that happened. He knows as soon as this new Shazam drop, it's done for him. So he the well dried up.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking
the
too.
The bag is disappearing. He got nothing.
Maybe.
That's honestly, that's what I think.
It seemed to me. I saw the video that he came out with. Did y'all see the video that Zachary Levi had? He had posted he was like, guys, he's like, relax. I think we're good, and he was telling everybody to calm down. To me, that made it seem like he felt confident that James Gunn had some sort of plan for him, and I thought he was kind of in that James Gunn family. I thought he was kind of, gonna get that love where even if he doesn't continue as
pictures of a skiing trip he went on with Peter Safran, I think.
Yeah, see, like, so to me, I thought he was in the loop. So I figured even if he's not Shazam, there's something else they might do for him. So I figured he'd still be in the loop. But then you just doing wild shit, and I mean, James Gunn's like, look, I can't answer for everybody's tweets, and it's really just because it's like, well, if I talk too much,
PR talk, really.
I mean, yeah, and for him, it's like, I can't say too much because then you'll start looking at me crazy because I probably shouldn't be here either.
Yeah, like me personally, I think
that and buddy, Flash.
Sorry, Ian.
Oh yeah,
that's the biggest part I was getting to. But go ahead, jump on.
Yeah, but me personally, I think it's all PR talk, like all this talk, like saying that, oh, well, these actors are open to come reprise their roles. Like, I think they're just saying that just for PR because, like, well, let's be real, like, no studio is just going to trash their project, like, months before it comes out. So they're just saying that just to keep the peace for a while. But after these movies come out, I think, like, Zachary Levi might be done as Shazam. I think controversial opinion here, but I think like Gal Gadot might be done as Wonder Woman.
Possibly.
They already said they're recasting Superman and Batman, so I see no reason why they
would not recast Wonder Woman. Yeah,
and
we'll talk about
better be done as the Flash after,
and that's what we're gonna get to before we dive into the projects, and we'll obviously also talk about Wonder Woman. Why I agree that she's definitely gonna get recast. If you just kind of look at what they kind of told us, the movie and the shape of it, it just kind of don't make sense to put Gal Gadot there now.
But I think like after Aquaman comes out, like everyone's saying that Jason Momoa will stay, but he'll play Lobo instead. So,
well, I mean, he said he's gonna do both. He could do both. I mean, it makes sense.
Said that no actor is gonna play two roles in the same universe. So, yeah, I think it might be a wait and see on Aquaman, really. So.
We'll have to see how he says it because Jason Momoa came out and said the exact opposite. So we'll just have to see who wins that battle. But the Ezra Miller thing is a big deal because at the end of the day, we know the Flash movie is what's supposed to reset, the DC universe. We know that's how we're kind of getting into this new slate of stuff and how we're going to move forward. Similar to things we've seen like the animated films, how they move from one set to the next one with a swoop. We're gonna see the movie anyway. The core DC people are gonna go see these movies.
Yeah,
you don't have to pretend that Ezra Miller is a good person or an okay person or they are getting help just to sell a movie. You'd probably sell the movie better if you said, "Hey, this person is out of here right after this movie. We're done with them."
Who's really married to him being Flash?
Who cares?
Yeah,
I don't know anybody.
Did he embody the role? Does anybody think of Ezra Miller when you think of Flash?
No. Ezra Miller, he was not. They were not Barry Allen.
That's true. I agree. Grant Gustin.
I still think of Grant Gustin first. My bad, John. Continue.
Yeah, Grant Gustin was the better Flash, but Ezra Miller, controversies aside, they weren't a good Flash to me at all. Yeah. Especially Barry Allen. So.
Yeah. I agree.
Go ahead and recast that role after this movie comes out.
Yeah, and obviously, I think that's what will happen. I just don't understand why they're so hesitant to just say that at all. I don't get it. I really don't understand. But yeah, here's a chance to
over $300 million on this movie already, so that I see it as just walking on eggshells at this point.
My thing is, the movie's going to do what it's going to do at this point.
Exactly.
Whether people think Ezra Miller is going to be Flash forever or not, right? And most people don't think he's going to be Flash. They are going to be Flash forever, and don't think that they are some iconic fit for the role. Like, buddy, I think most people would be fine without them being in that role ever again after this movie. So people are going to see this movie to see where the universe is going, see the first kind of look at the new universe and the new changes and maybe a new suit for certain characters or things. We're going to see how that plays out. And the DC people are going to go see it. The DC haters are going to come see it. And we're going to move forward. But I don't understand this hesitation to just say, hey, no, they're out of here. Like them for sure. Like everybody else who it's just like, maybe they're not the right fit for the new role or whatever. That's fine. I don't care how you want to, walk us down the lane about Shazam and stuff like that. I'm cool with that. But Ezra Miller, they are out of here. They're done. They're not going to be in anything associated with us after this project ever again. We just spent too much money and there's too much hanging on this. We got to put this out. It's out there, but they are done. This is it.
Yeah,
you guys go see it in theaters one time, and you never have to watch it again.
Minor, so
yeah,
like that's unforgivable.
So look, man, yeah, that's the most controversial thing about it, and that's what makes it hard for me to want to give James Gunn the pass, because it's like, you can see the other controversial stuff happening around you. The anti-vax thing,
at worst, to me, at this point, it's just a really bad take.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a
let's not matter.
Guys, first of all, let's not forget that right before they started shooting Black Panther 2, everyone was getting on Letitia Wright for her.
Hey, man.
I was everyone then too.
Me being one of them. But then the movie came out, everyone loved her, and they moved on. So.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's like, look, the anti-vax thing is the worst in the world. I'm not saying you have to cancel Shazam because Zachary Levi said some anti-vax shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's stupid, but hey, just everybody call him an idiot. We move on. Like, I don't think it's the end of the world. At this point, you should be
kind of where it is.
You got to be intelligent enough to be making your own decision. If Zachary Levi is warping your opinion on things, you have a different set of issues. So that's why I'm like, okay, his thing is whatever. I'm not worried about James Gunn altering his whole life and having to make some big motion around that. But Ezra Miller, that is something that I feel like
Ezra Miller stuff is very serious.
It just needs to be a line in the sand, lay it out there, and let that be known. Anyways, though, that is all. Well, that is most of the hate you're gonna get from me out of this. I just had to get that out the way.
All right.
So let's jump into our DC slate. As Gerard said, we are kind of pulling from, not Gerard didn't say this, but I'm saying it. We're kind of pulling from the Variety article that ended up coming out about 5 minutes or so before James Gunn himself posted the video, and we're kind of going down the list. And as we were kind of talking about there, a lot of, we talked about a lot of the characters getting switched around and things not being necessarily the same and being recast. And so obviously first up, and obviously I have to say this, right, because it makes me excited. The new DC slate is going to start off with Superman Legacy, right? That's a big deal. But it starts off on July 11th, which is a bigger deal because that's my birthday. So the fact that the DC slate is starting off on July 11th to me is like a thing. But
it's a good omen.
But here's the thing. I'm going to take it as a good omen because this is the first day they picked. Now, I'm expecting some sort of delays, maybe a little pushback at some point. Everything doesn't work out perfectly the way you want. You never know what's going to happen. But the fact that their first thought was, you know what, we need to kick off the new DC slate on July 11th gives me a lot of faith.
Birthday. That's what they said.
I didn't say they said that.
Because Derek was born on this day.
But it needs to happen.
Looks like the calendar, and they're like, wait a minute.
Like that. That's all.
He's our number one Titans fan.
I mean, look. Okay. Hey, look. All I'm saying is the only thing that could have been different is if they started the new DC slate off with the Nightwing movie on my birthday.
That's
the only thing.
Oh man,
somebody's reading tweets.
That's the only thing that could have taken this shit to the next level. I'd have been on here like, I basically run DC, so I just want you to know it's basically James Gunn, Peter Safran, and me. If you weren't aware, it's clearly no. But yeah, so Superman Legacy, all right. They're kicking this off with what we can call the yin to the yang that we got with Batman, right? Except it's obviously in this universe, it's separate from that. But it's going to be that Superman year 2. You know, it's not the origin. We don't have to see him crash from Krypton. We don't have to watch Batman's parents die every time, right? And so I kind of like that. I like that a lot of the hero stories now, everybody's kind of jumping that, especially obviously if like Wonder Woman, I want them to focus more on that growth type stuff. But stuff like Superman, we know what happens. We get it. Like even if you haven't seen every movie, you know, everybody knows how Superman got here. We don't need to see all of that again. It's cool if maybe he has like a flashback moment to something, but that's about it. And we really don't need that either. So Superman Legacy, I think James Gunn said he's writing it. I don't know if he's actually going to be directing it.
There's a report.
Well, actually, I think he did. It was confirmed that James Gunn is directing it.
Okay.
He's technically the first confirmed director for any of these movies in Chapter 1 DCU.
Naturally,
yeah.
Of course. I mean, he should lead the charge for real, since he,
I mean,
it makes sense. I'm curious how
he's a heavy hitter. He's got to come out swinging. So
I'm curious how he'll do this.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the opposite of what Dark Knight was, the Batman was. I think it's going to be like not just in the tone, right? Like obviously because Superman represents like hope, right? And Batman is like I'm in the dark. I'm always dark. I'm vengeance. I'm angry. I'm always angry. No one loves me. I love no one. I kind of love Alfred. That's sometimes, you know what I mean? That's that, like Batman he's all that, right? And so there's a lot of people are just not gonna like that when you're talking about a year 2 Batman growing up, figuring things out, being a detective. A lot of people are not gonna want to watch that for 3 hours.
Yeah,
I don't think James Gunn is gonna do this for 3 hours, but I think
I'm actually pretty optimistic about this because like James Gunn tweeted out that one of the inspirations for this new Superman movie is All-Star Superman, and that's one of the most beloved Superman stories. Yeah. But another reason why he said what he like this movie is like it's going to be like Superman, like he's this beacon of hope, but the world around him has just become so dark and cynical. So I'm hoping like it's kind of like similar to how the MCU handled Steve Rogers, like it's a character that's a Boy Scout, but now they have to deal with a world that's become more jaded and cynical, and they have to hold on to their ideals.
Yeah, let's be careful on the Steve Rogers and Superman comparisons. Let's
I know. I'm just saying, like
one is actually an interesting character. One's an actual interesting character. One is just some dude.
Steve Rogers was an alien.
He's just some dude. Yeah, but he's not. He's just some guy.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like both of them are Boy Scouts.
I hear you. I just gotta talk shit.
And all right, I get you, Derek. But and another reason I'm excited for this because I'm really hoping it takes inspiration from what's so funny about truth, justice, and the American way. And like, have any of you guys seen that animated movie called Superman versus the Elite?
Mm-hmm. I have not.
Yep.
But feel free to.
Now I'm hoping
that's a really y'all need it. So this is sorry, John, but this is the kind of the best thing from HBO Max is all of those like little animated films are on HBO Max. And you can just pick them up, and they're so like they're quick watches that you just like. You sit down with your dinner and you start watching it halfway through. You finish your food halfway through, and now you're stuck because Superman's doing some weird shit. And they're all on there, and they're really good ones. And the one John's talking about, Superman versus the Elite, is really good and points to his point of making remarks on that American way trope. And I think James Gunn is going to kind of do that. If we see what he does with like Peacemaker and how he calls out some of Peacemaker's own issues instead of just papering over them, as critical as I almost sound to myself, I kind of trust him to actually address some of that the American way, but the American way isn't always perfect or always right or always act just for everyone.
Yeah, and plus I think I might be jumping ahead here, but going back to Superman versus the Elite, like James Gunn confirmed that the Wildstorm team called the Authority is going to be in this universe, and they're basically a team of superheroes that are darker and grittier. They like to take things into their own hands and all that. So I think what we might see is that Superman might come into conflict with them. And then you're going to see like the Boy Scout superhero going up against these darker and edgier superheroes that aren't afraid to kill people. And you know, like Superman famously doesn't kill. I mean, despite what we saw in Man of Steel, but still, like, he's well known for not killing. And plus, you've seen like the rise of darker and edgier superheroes in like, say, The Boys and Invincible. Basically, these Superman archetypes that like to kill. And I'm just basically like, one thing I've been seeing from fan discussions online is just like the whole evil Superman trope is getting played out a bit with characters like Brightburn, Omni-Man, and Homelander. So I really do think by having the Authority in here, that can be and having Superman come into conflict with them, that can be the best way to reintroduce the character of Superman to a modern day audience.
Yeah, also because it's like you said, because everybody's so dark, and because that is one thing I do criticize Snyder for as well, even though I enjoyed his run, is we didn't get enough of Superman being good enough, light. We didn't get enough of that before it went dark, and then we had to see, you know, the Doomsday stuff and all. We didn't get to see enough of it before it turned that way, and because of that, it just felt like, oh, another evil Superman is happening, or that's what's coming. And it, like John said, it just felt like kind of a play into the trope of that you see out there across kind of a lot of comic book television right now, which I still enjoy, and I think a lot of people do enjoy, you know, in all those facets, but it can be overwhelming. So to have Superman come back and be the Boy Scout for a while too, before he does anything dark or he's overly questioned, I think that's dope. I just think it'll be good for him to see if it's questioned, like, hey, I think one of the best things James Gunn can do with this film, and especially as a starter film, is give Superman the internal conflict of, I stand for truth, justice, in the American way because that's how I was raised. But I'm an alien. And I didn't necessarily land in America. I landed on Earth. I just happened to land in America. Is the American way really the best way for everyone on Earth? And do I really only want to protect the people of America because this is where I landed? Or does everybody deserve my protection? Like, things like that, I think, are really good conflicts for him to have without him having to necessarily be an evil Superman. You know what I'm saying? He can just have that sort of conflict. And I think that'll be really good to kind of put in this Superman legacy as he tries to kind of build up who he's going to be as his symbol. So, yeah, I think James Gunn will do that, just kind of based on what I've seen in Peacemaker, you know, how they kind of, you know, play on some, you know, some good old boy American tropes. How y'all feel about Superman legacy?
Well, from initial thought, as someone that doesn't, you know, deeply know too much about a lot of Superman stories, I'm cautiously optimistic. I kind of, you know, how they framed it, and we kind of already touched on this before, but like a year or two, pretty much skipping the whole origin stuff. I think that's a good idea. Especially it's good to launch this, you know, this revamped DCU with that. You know, everyone been hungry for a Superman film. Kind of, you know, it felt like a lot of people got gut punched or like sideswiped with, you know, just had Black Adam a few months ago with the last minute add on of Henry Cavill Superman, the post credit scene. Spoilers, but I'm sure, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
if you watched it, it doesn't matter anymore. But yeah, you're right.
It doesn't matter.
It's just But yeah. So I liked it. I liked some of the ideas for it, and now that you guys also touched on the Authority a bit more, getting more context for it, that does sound like an interesting one too. Assuming it's coming out immediately after that in the theaters.
Yeah, I don't know how it'll.
Yeah,
we don't know exact release dates for every movie. We just know that Superman Legacy is the first one. But at the same time, though, like, and since John Paul kind of touched on it too, like the Authority, you know, like he was saying, it's just like you know, some of them are kind of, plays on the main heroes and stuff like that, and similar type powers, but obviously they're just different mentality, and I think that'll be really good to play off.
Yeah,
but
I should also touch on another thing James Gunn said. Like he said, like one of the biggest things he wants to do with the DCU is he wants to use the diamond characters such as the main Trinity to prop up lesser known characters so that they can be the diamond characters of the future, because that's more or less what Marvel did, kind of, because like the MCU, they made their name off of like then lesser known characters like Iron Man, Captain America.
Well, you guys know this is mine. This is always what I say. Even though people say that is hate when you say it, I say it from a place of respect, because I genuinely respect Marvel saying, "Yo, we don't own any of our real dope characters because we have to sell them because we were broke."
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. I respect that. I just wish the MCU Marvel folks just knew that. Know where you come from.
The fandom's too wide. They don't know anything.
You gotta know what was sacrificed to get here. You gotta know what was sacrificed to get here. You have to, because Marvel was in the trenches, boy.
I was very skeptical.
Comics wasn't selling like that. Boy, I was not buying comics like that.
The only folks that really knew about those characters were those of us that were aware of the Marvel vs. Capcom fighting games.
You know what I'm saying?
Where Capcom,
even that
from the video game scope, carried Cap, Iron Man, War Machine, all. I don't even have to Thor. I don't even have to go that far. But yeah. That's
what I'm saying, man. Like without that, without them coming in with them C-list characters, and then just kind of the idea of fuck it. Yo, fuck it. We just gonna do it. Let's see if anybody gonna come see this shit.
It also helps.
And we nerds, and we was like, yeah, fuck it. I'll go see it.
Also helps when it's a good movie.
It is a good movie. It's aged very well. It's a good movie on its own.
Fact.
But yeah.
Facts.
So I'm really looking forward to see what lesser known characters they prop up other than the ones they announced.
True.
Yeah. You know what we'll do.
I'm hoping for Vixen personally.
See, I was gonna say we'll
that'd be interesting
at the end and prop up some, but yeah, Vixen is one of the ones that needs to be in this round of and by how much she has been in DC animation and kind of been propped up. I'm not gonna say propped up, but I feel like she's involved more in the comics a bit from the ones I've been reading here and there.
Given more prominent roles.
I feel like she's in a prime position now to make this leap on the screen. And I feel like there's a plethora of actresses you can choose from. Yeah. A ridiculous, like it's almost like pick a black woman out there and she's gonna be perfect for the role. It almost perfect. Like I think it'd be perfect.
And my top choice is the old girl from The Woman King.
Which one?
The one that played Viola Davis's daughter.
Okay. Oh shit! I know you're talking about. I'm very bad with loud actor and actress names.
She's the one that played. Well, you know who she is. I just can't pronounce her name because I'm scared I'm gonna butcher it.
Yeah, Nawi. She played Nawi in the movie.
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
I can't remember.
Like she's my number one choice for Vixen. Really,
I can see her. I can see her.
That. Yeah, I can see that.
I can see that.
Cool. Well, yeah. So those are our kind of our first two there: Superman Legacy and The Authority. And then one that this is the one that you guys know touches me. This is one touches me. The Brave and the Bold. Right. Obviously, everybody knows I'm a Nightwing guy.
The fact I saw that name and read that description, I was like, okay.
Everybody.
I hate that I'm grinning over another Batman project in the reboot of the DC stuff, but still, it's just like, oh man, this sounds good.
Everybody knows, guys. We know. Yeah, guys, we know. There's a Batman. There's a Batman Beyond figure here.
Saying that Nightwing, or Dick Grayson should be Nightwing at that. You pretty much said it without saying it.
I am hoping. I'm assuming because he's saying Bat Family that in this, but at the initial statement of, hey, we're doing the Brave and the Bold, and it's going to be Bruce and Damian. I went, whoa.
Yeah, I was like, we're already.
I was surprised to see Damian.
Yeah. I was like, whoa, you jumped to Damian. You jumped to Damian. Like he has Damian already. Whoa. Like I wasn't expecting that jump. But you know what? As I've sat with it a couple more days, I kind of like it more now because it takes us away from a lot of the other Batman. And when you talk about the Bat family, it takes a long time to build the Bat family up kind of on screen.
Yeah, it
and
does.
Right.
I think at this point, if you start from Dick being Robin, you've got to get Dick growing up, going to Bloodhaven, getting Jason dying, getting Tim. Like, you have so much shit to get through. How many movies and shows do you do showing this again? You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot. So I understand jumping to it and kind of having flashbacks to their stories. They just have to do it right. And I'm not gonna lie, I need my man from Titans to still be Dick Grayson.
That would be
big screen.
That would be fire.
But with the serious James Gunn budget,
with the right direction,
not having
too?
to deal with Dove.
No. Oh.
Man.
Could you imagine?
Yo, what if they bring back Dove?
Yo, don't put it out there. Anyway, so let's get our money back from
That's the exact type of character James Gunn bring back to. That's a James Gunn ass character too. Fucking dumb.
Like I get the part about just already wanting to jump into the Bat family, but the thing is like we're once again starting off with an old Batman and a younger Superman.
Oh, I see.
I see what you're saying.
I see. Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Yeah. Well, we don't know how they're going to do it.
And that's the thing. We don't know.
Timelines.
And that's the thing. I don't know exactly. It does throw me off because if they are supposed to start here, but here's the thing though, Superman's could be a year 2 that is set before, whereas Brave and the Bold might be set in current day. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Superman could be year 2, and we're just seeing his that jump, right?
That could happen. Hey, and these aren't even
because what I'm thinking,
starting this universe.
What I'm thinking is because think, John, how simple it is. Superman's the symbol, right? So his movie is what inspires other heroes to start feeling like, hey, I can come out, right? And we'll probably see a hint of that towards the end of Superman Legacy, right? Other heroes jumping up. Maybe that's where we get to see a Flash or a Green Lantern or something finally show up now and meet up with Superman at the end of that. And then we'll go, this universe is going on. And then when we jump forward now, Bruce and Batman have shown up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be that the timeline is crossed and it's an old Batman and a young Superman. Not yet, at least. So I'm holding out hope for
now. I see what you're saying because when I first heard that announcement, I'm like, okay, well, how are we going to have a young Superman, but Dick is already Nightwing and he probably already founded the Titans by that point, but Superman's still green. Like, how does that work?
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I don't think that's what it'll be. I think this is just like almost like a prequel to the DC, the new DCU. I think that's what I'm taking Superman Legacy as, like a prequel to everything we're gonna get before. Because I'm just assuming that they're using Superman as the symbol that sparks everything in this new universe, right? Superman comes out, he saves the day, and he says, hey, I'm Superman. I'm going to save people, and anybody who can do anything, come help me. And, you start hearing stories about other metahumans and da-da-da-da-da, and, he starts to build that camaraderie. I think that has to be what part of the point of the movie is. Like, that has to be what it is. And then we jump forward to the time where we see Bruce with Damian now, right? But obviously Bruce and Clark would have had their relationship. And I think we're going to jump through a lot of that and get into some of the nitty gritty action. But what that's going to do is allow them to expand to a lot of these other characters really easily, right? Like then we can jump into a Blue Beetle and and a Vixen and a random Green Lantern and this and that, because everything's happening now and everything's moving. And as you kind of jump around, you kind of explain everybody's backstory piece by piece. I think that's kind of how it'll go.
All right. Yeah, I see where you're going now.
So yeah, but yeah, I do think the Brave and the Bold seems like a cool concept. I do want to see where they take it, especially giving him Damian off the rip. And I need to see who they cast for Damian, because I need Damian to be a badass.
Plus he has to be like try and get like either an Arabic or a half Arabic actor for it, because
not white.
Yeah, don't get just some random white kid that knows martial arts, please.
Yeah.
Because his mother is definitely Talia al Ghul. So
racially ambiguous.
Racially ambiguous. She is not white. No matter how white Bruce is, Talia is not. So that was cool, man. Yeah, and then we got to see another movie coming up with Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and that was kind of the focus on obviously Kara. And I don't know how they're gonna do this because Kara goes a couple of different ways. There's sometimes they bring her down and she's like, she just comes and lives with Bruce and she learns from the Kents and she's just, the little sister or the, or not necessarily little sister, obviously is his cousin, but kind of like the little sister trying to learn alongside him type thing. But then sometimes she come in hot, evil, angry, or she landed somewhere else first and now she going crazy. Like you don't know which car you're gonna get. So I'm curious because they said this car was raised off of a chip of Krypton, like a chip of what was left of Krypton. So I'm imagining she's pretty angry.
Yeah,
she's probably going to be the latter, which you just broke down.
I'm gonna imagine we're getting
clear
an angry
contrast to actual
and you're gonna be hoping that Superman can calm her down. But who knows how long she's been near a yellow sun and what she may have learned on her way to Earth or how she even figured out to get here. So that'll be interesting, I think. What do you guys...
Now, here's my question. Do you think they'll get a brand new actress for Supergirl, or do you think they might keep the one from that's going to be in The Flash?
I think my thing is... all of this depends on how does James Gunn like those performances. I think that's what it depends on, and I think it's almost impossible for us to guess. Me personally,
we haven't seen her yet.
Me personally, I get almost all new everybody. Wipe the slate.
Everybody.
We're wiping the slate.
As much as I like that the show, the CW Flash.
Wipe it. He was dope. He was dope. He did his thing.
Good.
Wipe it.
It should be somebody brand new.
You have look.
I agree.
But think Marvel did it right. Like, think of some of the characters now that we say are big name characters, bro. Like, obviously, like a Zoe Saldana was in Marvel movies, and she's a big name, but she kind of jumped in when Marvel was kind of on the up. I'm trying to think, I can't think of my girl, Scarlett Johansson. Mm-hmm. Right, she's a big name. Is she a huge actress? Would you have taken her for this type of role necessarily before? Me, not necessarily. Maybe I miss her movies, but me, not really. So this was a chance for her to jump into something different. Like you think some Chris Hemsworth, right? Like these weren't huge names when this shit started. Robert Downey Jr. was on the down.
Yeah, he was on down.
Like
very accurate to Tony Stark.
Nobody wanted to touch Robert Downey Jr.
That year. That year,
down.
He came up heavy that year. The same year as Iron Man.
Yeah, with Iron Man.
Yes.
The same year as Sherlock Holmes.
Yes,
and all the rest of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, Sherlock Holmes was the next year.
Oh well, yeah, he had a run.
I think Sherlock. Yeah. The MCU helped, bro.
Look, the MCU saved his career.
Yes.
It did. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying is I think this is a chance. One, to invest in young actors who are hungry and are looking to play these roles for a much longer time. They haven't had to deal with any of the previous leadership bullshit, that aren't jaded in any sort of way, that don't have a bunch of fans riding or picking behind them or anything like that. Wipe the slate now. Okay? Just wipe it. Personally, even though I enjoy Jason Momoa, now I'm not going to lie. Jason Momoa is too perfect of a Lobo casting to waste that. So I'm okay with bringing him back as somebody different.
I feel the same about Viola Davis, and thank God she's...
Amanda Waller ain't going no damn way.
See what Ezra Miller didn't do with Flash? Viola Davis did the opposite with Amanda Waller. She's live action Amanda Waller. I don't want to see another one, really.
Exactly.
I don't. You would have to force me to see a new live action Amanda Waller, and the new person would have to smoke it for me to be like, okay, yeah, this is dope. No. Viola Davis and she can stay as Amanda Waller, and Jason Momoa can come back as Lobo because I think he's a perfect Lobo casting. I think he could do the Aquaman thing was a PR stunt, really. Hey, we can make him shirtless in 90% of the film. Yeah, let's make him Aquaman. I think that's what that was instead of creative vision because he's clearly Lobo. But anyways. Or even a Bane, but that's just me the body type, really. But he's really perfectly Lobo. But that being said, though, this I really do. That girl is that sorry, not that girl, that woman I don't know, I don't have her name top of my head. Yeah, she was good in the Supergirl show. She was good.
No. I'm talking. Sasha Calle is the one that's playing Supergirl in the Flash.
I'm talking about the Flash movie. They already cast her, and she's in she's in literally one of the few stills or scenes that we've seen of that so far. She's in there. There's a couple. Let me
Who?
Well, oh well, no. Let me see her.
we have the internet.
Because if they casted her there, I might not be mad at her staying. If
Yeah,
you're just now coming in,
like she just got here, so I'm like,
yeah, I'm not mad at that.
I think a lot of the newer.
If you just got here type thing, I'm not mad at that stuff.
yeah, because they already
that.
confirmed that Blue Beetle's gonna be a part of the new universe. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
they
so
did?
I
thought he was gonna be Elseworld. That's good. That's good to know.
No.
He's
in
not
there.
elsewhere.
No, he's in
Okay, cool. That's a dub then. That's a huge dub.
a huge
That's
dub.
a huge
yeah.
dub. Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, we need to see more of those style of movies coming out with the Blue Beetles and the stuff like that, man. So that'll be good.
All right. I mess with it.
And they said, and I think they said crypto is going to be in the movie too, so that'll be fun. That'll be fun how they do that. The next one up was Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing is a character that I honestly, I'm trying to think if I ever read a Swamp Thing series of comics. I don't think so.
I remember y'all were talking highly of, or at least Ian.
Like, you need to read Alan Moore's
the show.
Like, that's
the show. It was underrated, and it got
okay.
It was good. It was good.
The show, the Swamp Thing show.
Yeah,
it wasn't bad. It wasn't
bad.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either.
It wasn't great either.
Oh well, never mind. I guess I misheard then.
Yeah,
it wasn't great.
Like James Mangold tweeted some stuff about Swamp Thing, so now there are discussions online on whether he might be the director for that film. And for those who don't know, James Mangold is the guy that directed Logan. So
that got me hyped because that's like a top 5, potentially top 10 comic book movie. Absolutely,
that's solid.
That is a great great thing to rumor.
What's going on, man?
Yeah, because MCU ain't doing shit with him.
James Gunn know what time it is.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, I see any other extra movies. Logan's fire. But anyway,
no, agreed. No, I think the Swamp Thing movie would definitely be interesting. And my thing is they're doing what
please
Marvel,
have it be rated R. Please.
I think it will be.
I think it will because of James Gunn and how I think he's going to do things. But also, I think. Well, one, obviously, I think DC is a lot more willing to put out a rated R movie than Marvel would be.
Yeah,
and
because
also
Marvel, they're owned by Disney, and Disney about the whole
the mouse is selective on certain things. Yep,
we know how they operate.
Doesn't have that image, so they can just pretty much go buck wild on.
They can jump back and forth. Hey, this one might not be for y'all. You're gonna have to watch this at home, or you got to sneak in the movie theater to see this one, or y'all can read the synopsis afterward.
I don't know. Well. I mean,
all the universe what you mean
on the money side because of the R rating.
Here's the thing, though.
Well, it depends on the.
Do you care that much about? Do you care that much? Not really.
I mean, they probably do. I don't
think so. I don't think so. I think the majority of people that are going to go to the theaters for these movies are going to be our age group or like 25 and up.
But there are like certain countries that won't even be able to show the movie because it's rated R. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you don't always need certain countries to be a success. Like Deadpool was banned in China, and it still ended up making a lot of money. So
yep, that's true. Yep,
yeah, that's true. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, and also it's good that James Gunn is looking to diversify. He's not just like these things all have some different tones they're going to have to them. And I think that is a solid way to go about it. And obviously, some of these shows we know that we were talking about before are still going ahead. But some of the new shows he put out for us, Creature Commando, that's another DC
really
deep cut.
Interested in that.
Yeah, I need y'all to break that down.
That's a DC deep cut I had to go look up too. That wasn't one that I was super familiar with at all.
So basically, it's a group of pretty much universal movie monsters that fought as a unit during World War II. You got like
interesting, like Frankenstein monster and stuff like that. Yeah, like
Frankenstein is the main leader, and then I think you also have a werewolf, a vampire,
of course, okay,
wife.
Gotcha. Okay, all right, that sounds good.
You know, it's James Gunn. Like he loves elevating D-listers pretty much. So. And it's animated, and I love animated.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely gonna keep an eye out for this.
Yeah.
I think they're actually in production right now for it, so we'll probably see that first.
Yeah, and it's already been greenlit. Yeah. And Gunn wrote every episode apparently. So
yeah, he wrote all of it. Yeah.
And yeah, it's already in production. So I am interested to see that. I do think that'll be fun, and I think it's just a good thing because you know what happens is, you know, as DC fans, as fans of anything so big, DC Marvel, there's no way you can keep up with everything. Like it is impossible to actually keep up with every single thing. There's so many different comics, so many different runs. You couldn't have read everything. You couldn't have kept up with everything unless y'all getting money that I don't know about. Please let me know. Put me on because these comics aren't free. You know what I mean?
Like the MCU, I feel like it's slowly starting to get like the comics where there's just so much shit going on that you're better off just sticking to characters you're invested in. So
yeah, they realized that too. This phase 4 as well. You know, some things stuck, some things didn't. But I think 5 going forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially now that Bob Iger's back. So
yeah, that little brief stint with those named Bob Chapek or whatever his last name was. He's gone. Good.
Thank God.
Good. Yeah.
True. Okay, man.
I'm looking forward to Creature Commandos. It's something brand new. I don't know shit about it. And
that's where
that's animated.
We're gonna get exposed. Fans of DC get exposed to some new shit.
So,
yeah, that'll be good too. So looking forward to that. Hopefully we get that next year. I hope we get next year at the earliest.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like we're gonna get some Suicide Squad vibes out, like Guardians of the Galaxy style vibes out of that too. So you know, that'll be dope. As we were all speaking highly of earlier, Viola Davis, she's getting her own show, Waller. I mean,
she deserved the flowers.
This is gonna get an Emmy. This one right here.
I think
this one is gonna be good.
This one,
the evil
and shame on the Academy for snubbing her for an Oscar nomination for the
Woman King.
I agree.
Oh man,
yeah,
I agree.
If they didn't want to give one for that, let me tell you something. The evil she's about to portray in this show, man. People who don't know, man, Amanda Waller is the definition of
by any means necessary.
By any means, bro. She don't care if she gotta kill your baby. She will do that shit in front of your face and go about her day.
If it means that the world is safe.
If it means that America is safe, my nigga. First of all, the world. I don't give a fuck about y'all. Hey, look, she want to be that last bit of Krypton that's standing. I don't give a fuck about no one else. If we still here, we good. That's Amanda Waller. I think what we're gonna get out of her being just straight, like the shit you're gonna see her say is gonna be so shocking. She's gonna be like, "Yo, fuck that. We don't care. Kill Superman. Kill whoever." It's gonna go crazy. Like she gonna be different, man. I'm excited. What do you guys think, man? I'm excited. Y'all hear
this was 2 of the 3 projects here. I'm the most interested. Well, I'm not saying I'm not interested. I'm interested in all of them. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna say 4 because once the Swamp Thing report of getting Logan's director, that kind of put that to 4. But the original reading of this, Waller was definitely one of the top 3 most interesting.
That got me the most excited for sure.
Yeah.
Sad to see that season 2 of Peacemaker got put on hold, but fair trade-off, I would say.
I think that's solid.
This is a good. This is a more than
very good trade-off.
This is a great movie.
Great trade-off. Great trade-off. We can get back to the Peacemaker bullshit in a little bit. Get that Waller on the tape, man.
It sounds like half of them are going to be.
That some characters from Peacemaker are going to be in this show anyway.
Yeah.
Right. That's right.
That's true.
Of course, because they got crossover already. So we're you know what I'm saying? The Peacemaker characters ain't going too far. We got some lovable characters that made it through that show. That are outside of the heroes. But yeah, man, I think that'll be really good. And then obviously we got remember, can I pronounce her name? Leota Adebayo is her name in the show, I think. But it's Danielle Brooks who's playing her. That's her name in Peacemaker. That's Amanda Waller's daughter that they gave her. So I'm interested to see more on her relationship too. Remember that was going on in Peacemaker. She Amanda Waller's daughter, man.
She gonna make it through.
They weren't gonna just splatter her in the first episode, the first season of Peacemaker. That's it.
That's crazy.
That'd be kind of wild if they did that. But yeah, no. So that was dope.
I'm excited for that.
And this next one is probably the one I'm most interested in, but y'all know me.
No, that's you.
Yeah.
Think back, because every time we talked about DC,
True.
whoa, why are they doing this and the other? The rumors, ever since learning more about the Lanterns, like around over a decade ago, and learned it was more than just a green, a yellow, and a red, I was like, there's so much potential here they sleeping on. You know,
Like,
you heard about the
literally,
report.
like Green Lanterns can be like DC's answer to Star Wars with just how vast and expansive the mythos is.
Yes,
why John. This is why John the guy. He gets it.
The lanterns alone are a whole universe.
It can be its own
like there's
thing.
no excuse to why it's not $1 billion franchise.
Right.
There's none.
It's just us shouting for Jon Stewart. It's just us.
Exactly.
It really does feel.
And then they want to hesitate. They want to hesitate in the Green Arrow show. My name is Jon Stewart.
Diggles.
Diggles.
Yeah, Diggles. I was like, yo, I'm sick. I hate y'all.
So he's definitely not
So
going to be
now
cast.
they're finally ripping the Band-Aid off. I'm like, okay, we're finally doing what you told us to do all these years. Here's Jon Stewart.
Yes.
I mean,
and sure, Hal Jordan for those.
Hal Jordan too.
Jon Stewart.
I understand why they got Hal Jordan there. You know, I get it.
Yeah.
They got to balance it out.
All the type of eyes, all of the type of.
You got to balance it out. They got to
fans.
give the whites a hero too. I get it, man.
Exactly.
You can't have.
It's
just like my
they bring
pets,
money
man.
into.
If I give the black cat something,
League and we're good.
you know what, man?
Right.
No matter white people in all species do that, bro. Because my white dog, anytime I'm giving my black cat a little too much attention, here come my white dog hating. If I give him a little treat over here on the side, here this little white dog.
Hey man, you know,
and you know what I'm saying? Like finally, after all these years of us watching Hal Jordan, they want to give Jon Stewart a little love, and they like, nah, hold on, man. Where's the little white? Hey. Don't forget about Hal.
Don't forget about Hal.
It makes sense to do Jon Stewart because there's like an entire generation of people that see him as the definitive Green Lantern.
Yes.
Yeah, you.
If you grew up with Justice League,
he is to me.
That's him.
I was into DC and into comics, so I knew that, you know, Hal was like the, you know,
one with the most lore behind him.
Yeah, obviously, and he was the, you know, he's the big guy. He's the you know, not the first in order, but the big one, right? He's the big Green Lantern that we know. He's the one. So I understood that, but you know, I'm happy to see this show come. I want to see what they're gonna do. This kind of true detective style. I think it's going to be dope because Jon Stewart is really, I just really want them to show, and even though I'm talking shit about Hal, I do think Hal has good qualities, and this is a perfect show where you can get that out of him, because if they're both able to showcase how strong they are without the rings, and this style, that's what this type of show is like screaming to me. Like, yo, we're going to show you how strong these guys are without the rings, so that when you guys see them with the rings, you guys going to be like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. They probably would have kicked them niggas' ass without the rings anyway. So, yeah, them rings is just.
Yeah. And one thing I want them to touch on with John is that I feel like with most adaptations, they go so hard on the soldier aspect of them, and like they just completely forget that he's also an architect.
Right.
Like they say,
Look
like
at John knowing his comics, man.
I had no idea.
Like Jon Stewart has the most like detailed.
Well, you did know because we talked about it in the chat.
Yeah, in the chat. Yeah.
An architect. So please just show us that this guy is an architect in this show, please.
That's a big thing that gets swiped over for him so often. But it's so much more expansive to his character, because outside of that, you have, and I'm going to snitch on our friends, you have people like our friends Nazi and John, Mr. Intro, who just say he's boring because they don't show us enough of the character in the shows. I just snitched on our friends. I did, but I mean, yo,
man,
I can't believe they said that.
They're part of the Twiddly Nerds podcast universe. It's fine.
It's fine. Yeah.
Twiddly Nerds mythos.
Yeah, stay in our mythos.
I also forgot to mention that there was this one time that John was a guardian of the universe as well. So Green Lantern Mosaic.
Yeah. No, John. Yeah, people talk about Hal being the greatest Lantern ever. Yeah, it's John.
Yeah.
Oh, and please read those Emerald Knight comics by Jeffrey Thorne as well. Like,
oh, I was about to go. I can't go downstairs and get mine.
Homework.
But they're down there. I have them downstairs. Don't trip. Yeah, those. That's a run.
Them shits got shows. They got movies.
There's a run. They got movies.
The only time I'm reading
somebody
is if
animated
they
it?
subtitles
They
on
adapted
the
them
show,
shits?
bro.
They got an audiobook or they got no animated audiobook or nothing. All right.
Only reading is closed
I'm
captions.
sure I gotta read. Let me find somebody on YouTube read that shit for me. But
Right,
yeah,
the
man,
comics.
facts. Nah, man, but yeah, I do think that Lantern show is going to be really good. They're talking about it being like a space opera, and I do think this could
Well, no. They said real quick correction. They
Go
said the previous Green Lantern project that is now canceled, no longer going forward, was going to be a space opera. They described this one as being quote true detective, terrestrial-based investigation story. With that sounds fire, but that's it. Just want to correct.
Yeah. No, you're right. I had those flipped in my mind there. But I do think that is going to be the most interesting thing because if it goes really well, I think the Lantern show. I think Lanterns has the potential to be Mandalorian level impact. If they do it right.
That's what
I've been saying that on this whole platform for how many years now? At least 2-3 years. I've been saying like the potential is so large. The dudes that high up, they sleeping, they don't know shit.
I mean, there's so much. And look, all they got to do is sneak in this show a little young Sinestro. All they got to do is sneak. Not well, like because if how like I don't mind if they switch some lore around. John doesn't have to come years after Hal or anything. They could both be selected at the same time. They could both get rings at the same time because Earth faced a big enough crisis or whatever. Right? Fine. They both have rings, and Sinestro is there already, and they're just. You know what I mean? Like, but he doesn't have to be evil yet. We don't even have to see cracks that he's evil, but just seeing Sinestro be good Sinestro for a little bit throughout this show before he just flips and then the world just blows up in our faces and we start learning about all this different shit. Like, yeah, nah, man, it could go really, really different.
Yeah, like I said, there's no excuse to why Green Lantern is not $1 billion franchise.
Imagine Blackest Night in live action. Like, I mean,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, man.
That's why this needs to needs to slap, or at least be successful enough to reinvigorate casual audiences to come out.
That's really what it is.
It doesn't have to be like, oh, did it top this MCU movie from 2 years ago? No.
I feel like they've been reluctant to bring Green Lantern to the big screen because of that first movie.
Yeah. They're
but
definitely
you gotta
just
but you just gotta shake that off, try it again.
Show first is okay.
And you don't have to give us
project.
And you don't have to try to do the whole. We got better, CGI and shit now, so you can, make Oa look better. And you don't have to worry so much about the origin thing. We can do I'm hoping this is kind of a year 2 Lanterns type thing. If they have rings at the same time and it's like a year 2 Lanterns, like they've been around, dope. I don't need an origin story. I don't need to go see the Guardians, and I don't need to see any of that shit early. Yeah, we can do some flashbacks to remember when the Guardians told us this on our first day or something. Yeah, give me a flashback. I don't need the story of it. I'm fine. Jump right into the shits.
And hopefully later on we can see the Red Lanterns.
Yes, absolutely.
We get Red Lanterns in live action. Man.
I'm just going to speak into existence. We're getting Red Lanterns in this run. I'm speaking into existence. We got to get Red Lanterns somewhere in this chapter 1.
That's going to be special. That's definitely going to be special.
At least a seed. Yeah.
Okay. So what's next after that? We got Lanterns and then Paradise.
Paradise Lost is, that intro. My ears perked up because they said Game of Thrones-ish. They said Games of Thrones. My ears perked up, man.
You're right. Variety knew. They knew. They're like, let's type something.
I think Warner Brothers is stalking you, Derek.
Hey, look. They made my ears. They made my ears just. You said Wonder Woman Game of Thrones.
Percolated.
Yeah, I'm here. Sign me up. Day 1, please. Yeah, man.
It's funny when
apparently this show takes place before Diana is born, so I'm just gonna take that as code for saying we're recasting her.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I got too. Okay, I'm glad you picked it up too. Yeah, that 84, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible that they might they might still give it to her.
That's she out of here.
Clean slate.
But like I said, clean slate. I think it's the best thing for everybody. Unfortunately, and I enjoyed that last trio. I meant to say this earlier. I actually feel really bad for Henry Cavill that his last Superman was in that post credit scene. If I think if he knew that would be his last appearance, he never would have came back for it. Yep. I never would have come back for my last appearance as Superman to be in a Black Adam post credit scene.
Yeah, Warner Brothers execs, they did him dirty. They did him
fucking dirty for that
because they knew that talks were going on.
Gunn said that, no, Henry Cavill, he's a great guy, I like him, but he's just been dicked around by the previous regime a lot.
Yeah, that is
facts.
It's dead wrong with that. I thought about that the other day, and it just I never really feel bad for actors or celebrities that much, but I actually felt bad for him because I was like, damn, he really loved that role, and he got so hyped up, came back, did this Black Adam thing, talking with Amanda Waller, and you think you're like, great, we got Henry Cavill back, and then 2 weeks later, nah, you're good, man.
I just hope Marvel finds a role for him. That would just be the ultimate revenge.
That would be funny. I'm not gonna
lie. Great. Yeah, I'll be happy.
I would laugh. But yeah, man. Yeah, I think this Paradise Lost, it sounds interesting. I'm interested to see how it works, the political aspects of the political Game of Thrones. I think Game of Thrones, except the power structure is women. I think that is here's the thing. I think if anyone else tried to do this concept, it would almost seem a little too gimmicky or too playing into something. But because Themyscira really is, and it's Wonder Woman, and it's set in this fantastical world that we're already familiar with, and we know it's an island full of women, and they have to have politics and structure, and it kind of makes sense that there'd be a little more going on. People haggling to be closer to the queen, people haggling to be, you know what I mean? It makes sense. You know,
this has potential to pop off as well too.
Facts. Not to mention if they start sprinkling in the gods and all of that, because I assume this is going to be their gateway for sprinkling gods into the
chapter of the DCU is called Gods and Monsters.
So I'm assuming that is the easiest way to trickle in some gods right there. There's all your DCU Zeus,
Greek mythology.
Yeah. All the monsters of Greek mythology. I was thinking monsters like Swamp Thing type things as well. He counts, in that. So I mean, that it does seem like a cool. I'm excited for that.
That's gonna slap.
I'm kind of excited for all of it at the moment, but maybe
all the shows sound fire.
Cautiously excited,
except for this last one.
And relax.
Actually, I might
relax. I think this is going to be the sleeper. That's why I'm cautiously excited for Booster Gold. Booster Gold getting a show.
It's heavily.
This is the least surprising thing
written all over.
No. This is honestly, even if this chapter 1 DCU slate, never formally got put up, if they say, okay, we'll give him another show, I always thought he was going to do a Booster Gold project. This is probably the least surprising thing in the list. When I saw it, I was like, there's the Booster Gold. When I was reading the list, I was like, where's Booster Gold? Because this seems like a thing he'd want to get really down dirty into and put his own little twist on, and there it is.
All right. Well, let me ask you this. Since James Gunn said he's willing to work with his old Guardians cast and crew members for DC, how likely do you think it is that Chris Pratt will be playing Booster Gold?
I don't want him to play Booster
I don't want him to do it.
But I could see
it's
that makes so much sense.
No, it's a 50-50. I can see it going either way.
Makes too much sense, I would say.
It makes perfect sense.
Booster Gold is a loser from the future that steals a bunch of technology and goes to
that sounds like him. But here,
that kind of role would fit Chris
So
Pratt
here's my thing. Well. So this is one of the things I think I'm going to struggle with James Gunn on, because I do agree Chris Pratt fits that role. He fits. It just makes sense, right? Mm-hmm. I think it's also lazy. I want to get attached to new actors, and
that's true.
As we're building out this universe with new characters and obscure characters, I want to be attached to some new actors, bring some new faces in to this story. I don't want it to just like Marvel did. The same old. I don't want the guys that Marvel made hot now to now come over
Chris
here.
Pratt was before
I don't mind one or two. Don't get me wrong. I know there's got to be some layover. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that we can't have any Marvel actors from. I'm not saying Marvel put him on. I know I'm not doing that, but I'm just saying I know that we're going to eventually, I say we, like it's us versus them. Like I'm not an MCU fan, but I know that DC is going to hire some actors that have worked on Marvel films before. That it just makes sense. It's going to make sense. I get it. I'm not angry at that, but I don't want them to start relying on that. Oh, yeah, we're big over there. We need you to come be big over here. Because Booster Gold is going to be an impactful character for a few years. I don't need Chris Pratt
to also be the face.
Also be over here and over there, and then in a couple more years, they're doing Secret Wars. They want to bring Star-Lord back. You need him. But we also have Booster Gold, and we need him. No. Bring our own guy. Let's get our own guy. We can make another Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
There's another white dude out there who plays being a loser really well. I don't know who he is yet, but I promise you
buddy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. What's his name? The main character. God damn it.
From Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Really? Wait, hold on. Let me...
what's that name? Andy Samberg.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. I was hesitating.
Actually, yeah,
Damn it, my Carter. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and also going back to Paradise Lost a bit. Like I know they said it's taking place before Diana was born, but let's say that show gets another season and they just jump ahead in time. I'm hoping that they use that as, if she's not introduced in the movie, then maybe they use that as an introduction to Nubia.
Yeah, we need Nubia.
Because like Nubia is currently the queen of the Amazons in the comics right now. So.
Oh wow,
I think she would be a huge hit with audiences.
Yeah,
a black woman in power.
Exactly.
Can't lose.
Facts.
If executed well, can't lose.
Facts. Yeah, man. I think overall, you kind of heard us. I think we all agree it's an exciting slate. It is interesting, controversy aside, we'll see how they go about casting and recasting and all of that. But it is a very interesting slate, I think.
Yeah. And they said there's still some projects that they still haven't announced for this slate. So
yeah. I want to see how quick the turnaround is on a lot of this. Because what I don't want DC to do either is spend too much time sleeping in between either. You know what I mean? Like you want them to be able to, hey, you remember how last year it felt like Star Wars was just hitting us every couple of months. It was something new. You were like, whoa.
Star Wars.
And I know this, now
this year's kind of the same.
And this year we're about to get hit back to back. We need DC to get it. We need James Gunn and DC to get into it. And I think now, because I gotta commend him. For kind of combining everything, how he's doing it with the animation and everything now with this new. I don't know how that's gonna affect this latest run of DC movies that was coming out animated. I don't know if they're gonna allow that to the side or something, or what they're gonna do with that.
They did say about Elseworlds and all that.
Yeah, so I'm guessing maybe that run might be an Elseworld animated series, because I don't think they're just gonna cut that off.
He's coined the term DC Elseworlds for all current or in production DC projects that aren't listed here.
Like the Batman and
and all the Penguin show and all that stuff.
Right. Yeah, we know
all that'll be Elseworlds.
That's why Titans been wild.
The Matt Reeves.
Yeah, that's why Titans don't give a fuck. Titans like, yo, y'all think they're not canceling shit over here.
No, but one thing that gave me pause about the whole everything is connected thing is that now it's including video games, and you say you want the action to play the same character in animation.
I'm very interested to see how that's going to work.
I think with video games, you're eating off a little bit more than you can chew.
Yes, agreed.
My thought,
look,
go ahead.
I know we kept saying Green Lantern can be DC, Star Wars, and all that, but look, DC is not Star Wars. When you start trying to have actors play the same character in every single medium imaginable.
Yeah. Like typecast themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, you're just biting off more than you can chew. And plus, I feel like you're just robbing some talented voice actors of some roles. So say you find a new actress for Harley Quinn. So now is Tara Strong out of a job? So
yeah.
That's some things you got to look at.
Yeah.
I
agree. I think he's talking a little bit more than that's 100% factual. I think some of it will get toned down. I am interested to see how the animated movie thing goes, though.
I also think he mentioned that it's to kind of keep a door open for the future.
Yeah.
So he doesn't pigeonhole himself in anything. Because we don't really know of anything that could even fit that I mean, outside the Justice League game, but we'll
cross that bridge when they decide we'd have to even see. You know, I mean, the game if they are doing games, then that would mean
rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. Yeah,
facts. Mm-hmm. But no, I mean, even still, the games couldn't even be anywhere near development yet because they'd have to have castings and stuff first to even get to, a game where they're starting to design characters that look like them or anything. So,
and the big budget ones,
we're at least nowhere near that yet. I think by the time they do get to that point, they'll go, oh, you know what? Maybe we do need to do this a little differently. Maybe we don't need the actors here. Once they realize, because I think they're going to see that, yes, it's good to get some video games out there that are attached to the universe in some way. But I think what they should do is play with that Elseworlds type thing, that multiverse concept with your video games. Use the video games to do that so that you can dive into obscure characters that still connect with main characters from your main universe, but through different means, through whatever weird time travel, whatever weird, universe jumping, hopping system you want to use the games to kind of play with the characters more and be more free than you can kind of be in the movies where you're kind of following this set story, trying to take us to a place. And that way, when these characters then get introduced other places, at least there's some people that are more familiar from, oh, they were in the video game, or, oh, yeah, okay, and from the video game, remember they were in this one show, and then from the show, oh, yeah, now they're in the movie. Like, it can I get the progression, but I just don't think they're going to be as, oh, well, the actor has to be, because you're going to need the actor acting, because you need these shows coming out at a good clip. Like, Star Wars is not, Disney not playing. Like, the Marvel right now is on a bit of a slow, but they about to pick right back up. And Star Wars is moving.
In a couple
especially when they got mutants right around the corner.
Star Wars is not playing. Disney they're not playing. So I don't know, like DC can't just be like, oh, we're going to drop this. And then in 8 months, we'll drop the next one. And then a year from then, we'll drop the next one. And then in 3 years, we'll maybe drop. You can't play. You got to be, we dropped this one. Then here's the movie a month and a half, 2 months later. And then right after that movie ends, we dropping the next series that even is kind of tied to this one character from the, you got to be moving. You cannot slack through this. If you slack through it, we're going to lose the interest of people quickly. People like us will be interested because we are invested in stuff like this, but the average consumer is not going to want to keep up.
Yeah.
So, but I do think DC has a chance.
Yeah, because right now there's a bit of Marvel fatigue as well.
Exactly. And we can do something different because our characters are different.
Yeah, and I've long said
we're starting off with our heavy hitters. We're not playing with the, you know what I'm saying? We playing with the big jokers out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And, I've always said that if DC ever gets their shit together, Marvel might be in trouble.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I don't think it's a might. I think if DC had their shit together at any point, ain't no MCU, bro. It's a couple movies. It'd be a couple films. And Thanos and beat that Avengers, that first Avengers, we gonna beat them.
They probably would have stopped after phase 3.
Might have stopped at phase 3.
Yeah, that's the end right there. We're donezo.
That would have been
that out.
Yeah. So what characters are you guys? Well, actually, hold on. Like, there are some other characters like James Gunn hinted at on his Twitter. Like, he tweeted a picture out of Mr. Terrific.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
that made me very excited.
And
he's the one.
I think he also tweeted out a picture of Jonah Hex. So
Jonah Hex is a good one. I want to see a new Constantine.
Yeah, Constantine. I feel like.
Speaking of Constantine, I think now would be a good time to revive the Justice League Dark movie that was supposed to be directed by Guillermo del
Toro. Yeah.
Oh, del Toro.
Yeah. And also put that New Gods movie back in production with.
Yes. They could kind of sprinkle tiny little seeds of that in the Paradise Lost shit. They really want to. They really want to.
Hey, let's maybe just leave that one on the back burner. Let's just.
I mean, I'm not saying anytime in this chapter 1. I'm talking about.
Let's let Ava just do not the superhero thing. Let's just let her. She really good at them other things. She fire at them other.
It doesn't have to just be her.
Fire. Look, no, Dry, you're not hearing me. Fire. It's just a superhero thing. This
yeah. Yeah,
might not be her bag.
It's not her bag. You talking slowly? I'm talking quick. It's not her bag.
You're talking about Naomi, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm saying out loud. They're gonna say it. Gerard said it.
I mean, let's just go ahead and call it out. What are we calling out right now? Let's go ahead and say it.
I'm a man of objectivity, man.
It's anonymous.
And since Wildstorm characters were confirmed for this universe, I now have hope for Milestone.
True.
Yeah.
True. I think James Gunn would be somebody open to that. Hopefully, there's not a whole bunch of like business bullshit that blocks anything from happening. Because I think the thing is, how do you measure the worth of a character like a Static Shock, Icon, and Rock? Like, how do you?
Yeah. It's best to just start off with Static since he's the most famous out of all of them.
But that's the issue because he's the most expensive. I think it's better to start with Icon and Rocket. Because they won't be as expensive.
They should do Icon and Rocket.
Those are cheaper IPs because Static.
I know more about Static.
If I'm Milestone, I'm holding you. You don't even understand the amount of money, equity I need, the amount of royalties we're gonna need and kickback from what this character. When we let you license this character and put this character on your screen, it's going to explode. The Black community is going to show up for Static Shock like we showed up for Black Panther.
Exactly.
Like we showed up for Miles Morales.
Yeah, exactly.
We are going to show up. This is Static fucking Shock. So if they want to start cheaply but show us that they're going somewhere, I think their best bet is, hey, let's do Icon and Rocket. And then I think Icon and Rocket can kind of wedge
what they should do is just rework that Ta-Nehisi Coates Superman movie into an Icon movie because like a lot of the stuff that subject matter that Icon deals with, that just seems right up Coates' alley. So
true. So I mean, who knows? I'm into that. Like Mr. Terrific, definitely. I've been singing Mr. Terrific praises for years. He need a movie. He needs to be into something.
I mean, if Aldous Hodge
second smartest nigga in the universe type shit.
Yeah, if Aldous Hodge isn't playing Hawkman anymore, let him play Mr. Terrific.
There you go.
Yeah, here's my thing. I think they might want to. Here's my thing. I kind of want him to be Jon Stewart. I kind of don't want him to be Jon Stewart. I kind of want him to be.
I think Trevante Rhodes would make a good Jon Stewart.
Huh? Say it again.
I think Trevante Rhodes would make a good Jon Stewart.
I think I need to see more of his roles. I think he has the look, right? Like if he was just to be in the suit and just stand there with a pose, I'd be like, yeah, that's Green Lantern. Do I feel like he would act like Jon Stewart though? I don't know. I think Aldous Hodge has the range to act like Jon Stewart.
I can see where you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? But I also could see him being a couple other characters in the DC universe as well. Mr. Terrific isn't a bad character. I don't mind him staying as Hawkman still. I think that's a good character for him. Especially a rich Hawkman, asshole rich Hawkman. Yeah. He smoked that. Like, people can say what they want about Black Adam if you liked it or not. His role as Hawkman was really fucking good.
It was
one of the highlights in that movie.
He was one of the best
parts about that movie to me.
He smoked the role given to him.
Yep.
Take from that what you will, but he did.
Nothing wrong with that statement. I agree.
Yeah. So, what kind of characters are you guys hoping to see in the DCU, aside from obvious ones like the Flash and all that?
Well, Static is still an obvious one for me, but that's I'm gonna just forget about it for the rest of this decade until seeing how this chapter 1 goes. I wanted to see more Constantine stuff. I want to see like Zatanna get folded as well. More of the magic side of things.
Oh yeah, more Dr. Fate.
Just the magic side of DC more. That's just really what I'm looking for. Yeah.
I need to see my boy damn. What's the Lord of Chaos? Why did I just forget? Why am I just blanking on his name right now? Clarion. I need to see my boy Clarion. I need to see my boy Clarion in live action, man. I need to see my little man just.
I would like that.
The Titans or something like just fucking around. I need to see a bunch of Titans put in. But that to me, that's like the best Clarion. I think the comics that were coming out around the time of Young Justice release, the Clarion comics that were coming out, I don't even know if I have them anymore. I might have lost some of those, but those were some of the best Clarion comics ever. Like, yeah, no, he was, yeah. Clarion was in his bag for a little minute. Clarion was yeah. And Young Justice Clarion is the shit. Like,
yeah, he's fine.
He's one of my favorite villains. He's one of my favorite villains in the DC universe.
Annoying.
Facts. Nigga's just a nuisance, but you can't do shit about it.
Yep.
I want to say all of Young Justice, really, but definitely Superboy and maybe even Beast Boy as well.
Which
Superboy? Young Justice Superboy. The
Connor. You mean not Jonathan?
Oh,
not his son. Not his son.
Not his son.
You do have to clarify.
That's facts. You
want to see Connor Kent, not Jonathan.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And if they're doing some more things with Aquaman, like hopefully we can see like
a Calder. Everybody knows that. Yeah, Calder would be a big jump to see, especially because he's a black gay character. That would be that would be a big thing for them to put on the screen. Like, to me, that's like a slam dunk. They should be jumping to get that nigga in the movie, but I mean,
he probably want to
and you can do it without pandering because the only version of Calder that people know is a black gay dude.
Yeah, it's true.
You either read the comics or you watched the show. He's a black gay dude. Like, so. You know what I mean? Like you gotta be able. It's not pandering. It's in the comics. You can't say I'm being woke. This isn't woke. It's just you want me to follow the comics or not?
Airing it at all.
Loser ass nerds.
It's just
call it woke. So
because nerds suck.
Yeah, that's
why we're changing our
Hopefully
name.
we get to see something with Green Arrow as well.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I would love to see him get some new shine, especially on a big screen.
Yeah.
And like
kind of reduce some of that Hawkeye
disrespect to Stephen Amell, but dude, you're done. Just go. Like I remember, like he said in an interview, like he'd love to come back for more DCU projects. I'm like, okay, as long as it's not Green Arrow, because
we know
it's forced, dude.
Yeah, nah, buddy.
New takeover.
Yeah, no, yeah. We need to move on from that. We need a new Oliver McQueen for sure. Go ahead and get us somebody nice and young and fresh.
Spry.
You know what I'm saying? Spry, yeah.
Spry, yeah.
Wet around the ears. all of those old nigga terms, man. Yeah. Get us a little whippersnapper in there, man. You know how to do some acrobats and can outshine Jeremy Renner.
Yeah. And last but certainly not least, well, for me at least, I want to see Bronze Tiger more than anything.
Really?
Yeah, because it's just like it makes no sense how we had 2 Suicide Squad movies. It's now no Bronze Tiger inside.
I think if anybody's smart, I think it's because he's too deadly of a character to just have show up. Like Bronze Tiger don't play. Bronze Tiger,
like even Batman don't want.
Batman Tiger. Really don't want to play with that nigga, bro. For real, not for real. He'll do it if he have to, but he really don't want that smoke. You know when Batman be negotiating with certain folks, like when he see Ra's al Ghul be having like a whole child trafficking ring, and he'd be like, "My nigga, hey bro, let's talk to you know you shouldn't be doing this. Hey man, I just have to make some money real quick, but come on man, you really shouldn't." He'd be like, "All right, yeah, you right, I shouldn't. All right, man, you let them kids go, man, and let's because I don't want to fight. You really hit him. It's that."
I just looked him up. He seems pretty dope.
Bronze Tiger is him. Yeah, Bronze Tiger.
Like Bronze Tiger is one of the best hand-to-hand combatants in the DC
universe.
I hate that
him and Deathstroke is like, yeah. I mean, to me, Deathstroke is a different level than
a good hand-to-hand combatant.
But what you mean?
Bronze Tiger? They should get to him in due time. They should.
I think they will. I think that's why he's been held back from that. I think I don't know where they were planning or what the whole plan was, but I think if you were planning to do another Suicide Squad, I would assume he's going to be one of those big. He would have been one of the big characters who gets brought in through the Suicide Squad, and then he's obviously alive at the end to then become a villain somewhere else because he managed to get the thing pulled from his neck or he never had it or something. You know what I mean? Like that would make it seem like I would believe that more.
Quick question. Could they attempt to rope him in a little bit in Peacemaker season 2 down the line?
Easily.
Yeah, easily.
Because I feel like
Easily.
that would be where he would pop in if they don't want to throw him up on a big screen just yet.
And what they could do is he could be trying to kill them.
Yeah, apparently there's a Suicide Squad Hell to Pay where he's in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The movie. I my bad. I be watching all these movies and not telling y'all to watch them. That's a good movie too. Suicide Squad Hell to Pay. It's on HBO Max.
On HBO Max. Okay.
Yeah. And if there's ever what I always do is I just and this is for anybody out there, obviously. There's you can find the list of the DC anime movies. Like Wikipedia has a page on it, and you can find different lists all over the internet, whatever. But just get a list of them, and then I'll just search them. And if you search them on a Google TV or you just search them on Google, it'll tell you where you can stream them, each one individually. And then most of them are on HBO Max. And if they're not there, you can probably rent them on YouTube for fairly cheap. And if not YouTube, Amazon Prime, typically between those three sites, I've been able to pretty much see every animated movie. The only one I haven't watched is the Battle of the Super Sons. I haven't watched that one yet. I think that's the only one I missed right now. And that's also in this new DC animated universe that's going on right now that just happened with Constantine kind of being the reason for the new universe, kicking shit off. So, did you guys ever watch that movie, Constantine House of Mysteries? You guys ever watch that?
I don't think so, but I'll get around to it.
If you watch that, it is really cool because if you ever watch the end of Apocalypse War, you kind of see how that ends. And then the end of that is right at the beginning is how Constantine House of Mystery starts. And then that's how you get caught up in figuring out how shit starts. And then you see, and then you get to see at the actual transition into the new universe and how they change the animation style for the new universe that they're building in the animated universe. And that's why I was interested to see if that's going to continue or they're just going to maybe scrap that and kind of focus on some of the new animations going to tie to the DCU. If they're still going to, I don't know if they're still going to let them do those side projects that were cool. Cause I like those. I like those little side animated movies that just have their own contained stories where honestly, what they do is they kind of tag shit along. Sometimes you feel like the heroes are winning. Sometimes you feel like they're getting the ass kicked. Sometimes you feel like they're winning. And then somehow at the end, shit just goes left and then they got to reset. It goes crazy left. It goes too far. And now we got to reset. But it's always an interesting ride. I like it. And I think the last set of the DCAU did that really well. I'm hoping this new set does it the same if they allow it to continue. But that House of Mysteries is really good, man. But yeah. So everybody's excited. Where are we on the hype meter, 0 to 10?
I'm personally on a 9.
Okay. And
I'm at a 7.5.
Man, we love whole numbers around these parts. 8 out of 10, my guys.
8 out of 10.
Yo, Drew, I know my favorite number 8, bro. Why you steal my rating, bro?
8 still great. Oh, well, hey, I can't read your mind, bro.
You know my favorite number is 8, Drew. Stop that, man, bro. Come on.
I thought it was 11.
Okay, so I mean,
I'm fucking with y'all. No, man, yeah. No, but yeah, I would go 8 out of 10. Is probably where I'm at right now, with it as well. Just.
The potential is enough to be excited.
The potential is there.
Just need to see them execute.
Just see the
potential is there. We got 2 years to see the first, at least the movie execute. You know, hopefully
that Superman movie.
Projects. I think the projects we get in between then will be nice indicators, even if they're not directly tied to the DCAU or the new DCU. I mean, like the Penguin show as that comes out, all those other little projects. True. I think those will still let us know. And hopefully they don't stop on Harley Quinn because they can't, because that has to make them a fuck ton of money. That has to be making them a
Harley Quinn.
I think she's one of the
Harley Quinn's an Elseworld category.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yes. Yes. I think she's one of those.
But that also makes them a fuck ton of money, and they better not.
Yeah, I feel like she's one of those who's immune for the clean slate. I assume Viola Davis
for Waller. Ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
She's one. She's one of the most consistent ones of this run of this. Well, this previous run right now. So
yeah, they hit that one out the park. They got one right. Dickheads. Anyways, man,
we might even introduce creature commandos via. That'll be interesting.
No, I don't think they'll do that because I think that
Yeah,
they're probably
Creature
setting
Commando
it
is
somewhere else.
quickly going to be in DCU. So.
Yeah, and you see the
Oh, they're
animation
not going to
style of it is
intermingle.
different.
They're
Nah,
not going to intermingle. Okay.
I don't think they'll intermingle with Harley Quinn at all. No. I doubt that.
Mm,
But then
Yeah,
again,
so-
if there was ever a show that would just randomly pull in, like I don't think they would do it like anytime soon. But say we're in Harley Quinn season 7 or something, right? I could see them just randomly pulling characters from another animated DC universe into theirs just to fuck around, like how Teen Titans Go just like went through the whole all the other Titans and like just shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's shit like that where I could see Harley Quinn is that type of show where you could pull that off, where you could just bring off these other animated characters and bring them over here. And it's like they're too serious for the universe, but that's part of the joke. Like it could, yeah, there's a lot of shit like that they could do. So I wouldn't be too surprised. I wouldn't be too surprised, man. But yeah, man, that's dope, man. That's dope. I am glad that we are all in positive spirits about DC. It's been a while since we could say that.
Yeah, definitely.
about a
It's been a
live
very
action
long
or
time.
cartoon show or live action. I'll say that. Just
Live action.
I'll just- I'll
come
give
in
it
and
live
give it-
action.
We've had some solid animated films. I've come here and said, you know,
Yeah,
these are
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Movies to be specific.
Yeah, live action movies. Yeah,
movies,
so we
movies.
got this will specify for sure.
Yeah. It's been a
Those
while.
shows are probably all going to be good. The shows.
Yeah,
for
I
sure
kinda believe
are
in the
all gonna be
shows.
good.
Yeah.
The
Because
movies.
Peacemaker's a good show, and I didn't even want to like that show. And Peacemaker's a good show.
That's true. I remember you saying that.
I was trying to hate that show, like actively trying to.
You were like, damn it.
God damn this show.
fuck is this show so damn good? Fuck you, James Gunn. Keep making great content.
Hey man. Well, I'll say what I'll say offline about that.
Oh,
Eric, who do you hate more, James Gunn or Tetsuya Nomura?
Well,
John. This is not why we invited you to our platform.
Oh man,
We did not invite you to our platform to cause this level of controversy.
I got the blickies off screen.
I hate all of them so much. No, it's Nomura way. It's definitely Nomura. Fuck that game. But that
Kingdom Hearts 4 coming to a PS5.
Yo. I'll be damned. You know how they're gonna have to put Kingdom Hearts 4 on my PS5? They're gonna have to sneak
You have
it
to
in.
break in,
PS3.
swap them out before you wake up the next day. Like this PS5's white again. What the hell? No, but nah, yeah. Overall, even though I said cautiously optimistic early on in the episode, y'all talking about, especially both Derek and John being more the DC heads than I know, got me feeling a bit more excited for the prospect. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I still am cautiously optimistic because I feel like I've been burned too many times now as a core DC fan who loves this shit. Yeah, I've been burned so many times now. It's like, fuck. But this does look solid. Like, I like the base of it. I like that he's laid so much of it out so far, and he's told us there's still more to come. That, to me, gives me some hope. Makes me feel like, okay, he has a plan at least. There's a plan. We're in on the plan, and we like the skeletons of the plan. Hopefully, we continue to like how these skeletons develop, but we like the skeletons, and that's a lot more than what we've had for the last
10 years.
10 years. Yeah. That's a lot more than what we've had. So yeah, man, I'm happy for now. I'm definitely happy for now, man. But as always, man, John, I'm a put your Twitter and stuff, or before this, but they can follow you on Twitter. What's your Twitter again, John?
My
Paul?
Twitter is John SL Paul.
Just SL Paul. Yeah.
My Instagram, it's a new one as of last year because Zuckerberg's a hater. So my new Instagram is John S Paul _.
Okay,
See?
yeah, I remember that.
As a person with the name with underscore, I understand when you gotta change shit up.
I understand, bro. Yeah, I remember all that bullshit that was going on. So yeah, man, y'all make sure y'all go check out John. Always giving us some dope content. Y'all make sure y'all definitely go follow him on Twitter so y'all can get his thoughts and opinions. He's always shaking shit up over there, especially with the Black Panther folks and all the recast T'Challa gang. We're definitely gonna have to bring John back on so we can dive back into that because that is something that
I need
we
to
ended up
rewatch it
missing
since it's
out.
on Disney Plus, so it's a bit more fresher in the mind share right now.
Mhm.
I've seen more
Yeah,
people
yeah.
talk about it again online.
Really.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
looks.
eventually.
Yep.
Eventually, we got time.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely do that because that's a big one we missed for sure, man. But definitely, man. Hey, for all you guys out there, we appreciate y'all for listening. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, enjoy. And if you have a good podcast name idea, send it to me because you're not gonna start your own podcast, right? Like, you're not gonna do this. Come on, just send it to me. Just let me know. Just let us know. Just be like, yo, guys, this is a dumb name. Y'all should do this. But it's gotta like match our personality. We'll see. As always, guys, the two of you nerds, but there's three of us plus John Paul. Peace.
All right. See ya.
We out here.